Hi guys, welcome to another Tips for Toggers. Danny T here, and today I'm going to be talking about RAW. What is RAW? The ever ongoing debate about RAW. Well, let me put some of those things to bed for you. RAW is an image format. When you take a shot with your camera, you can choose how you want your image to come out. You can choose RAW or JPEG or even bitmap, but let's not choose bitmap. So RAW or JPEG or both. Some cameras do both as well. But what RAW is everything your camera records. So when you press the shutter button, if you're taking a photo in RAW, all of the information that's come into your sensor is being recorded in that RAW file. If you shoot in JPEG, all you are seeing is the current exposure that you chose when you took the photo, and everything else is thrown out. Seriously, all the other data that your camera recorded is actually thrown out, thrown away. When you shoot in RAW, you get a snapshot at the exposure that you chose, but you get all the rest of the data that's been absorbed by that camera as well. And believe me, that data is absolutely crucial, because when you take a photo with a camera, all that camera can do is it can choose a single exposure across the whole image. Now, if you have multiple light sources across the image or big tonal ranges across that image, your camera's not going to be able to expose for that. It works just like your eye. If you try and look at the sun directly, are you going to see everything else at a balanced light level? You're not. All you're going to see is the sun really, really bright. Your camera's doing the same. It's taking light in through a hole and it's making a decision on that exposure, either one that you've told it to make or the one it's making automatically, and it's giving you an average of that exposure according to what it said. So when you shoot in JPEG, you take that, what you chose, and you throw everything else away. And it's because it's lossy. It's called lossy. You're throwing it away. With RAW, you keep that data. And the reason why that is so important is because if you have more data, then you have more to work with. Because that camera is doing more than you think. It's recording way more than you see just on the back of the screen that you see in your camera. It's actually recording more range and more tones. It could be recording a whole stop or two stops above and below where you actually were. And in order to get those photos that you see on 500px and Flickr and everywhere, in order to get those beautiful tonal ranges and those amazing landscapes and those amazing shots, believe me, you have to shoot in RAW, because you have to then go back and edit those photos. So the thing with RAW is it does need editing, right? It normally looks a bit flat out the camera, so you need to actually edit RAW photos, but that's good because editing is really, really fun. But RAW does need editing, and the files are bigger, potentially substantially bigger. So if you had a JPEG of, say, 5 meg, your RAW file might be more like 30 meg, or if you've got a standard camera, your RAW file might be in the realms of 20 meg. Is that a big deal? Come on guys, memory is not expensive. That is not a big deal. Don't argue to say that file size is a big deal. Memory cards are massive, it's not a big deal. Make the decision to make RAW, because RAW is lossless. It's not throwing anything away. So when you take that file, you can put it into an editing program. Lightroom is amazing. It's not that expensive. It's under £100. It will change the way your photos look forever. If you combine RAW shooting and Lightroom, you are on an amazing track for amazing photography, and the editing process will help you learn even more about photography as well. So if you haven't tried out RAW already, check to see whether your camera can shoot in RAW and start giving it a go. There's loads of free editors out there as well you can do. There's even apps that you can use that will edit in RAW as well. Give it a try. Believe me, you'll be amazed at what RAW can do and what RAW can produce as an end result. And it's far more than just the photo that you thought you had when you looked on the back of your camera. So that is RAW. Go try it. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like my page and share below if you found this useful. Leave a comment and share with other toggers if you think they'll find it useful too. Thanks again. I'll see you all again tomorrow for another Tips for Toggers.